You know, it's like the 99-cent shrimp cocktail back in the day. People want to do that. They want to experience Vegas.
Once upon a time, Las Vegas wasn't just a city, it was an escape. Cheap rooms, free buffets, endless laughter echoing through smoky casinos. It was where the working class came to feel like royalty for one weekend. But if you walk down the strip today, that dream is gone. The lights still shine, yet they no longer sparkle, they sting. Parking now costs more than a hotel used to. A hamburger costs $50, and a smile from a dealer feels like part of a lost museum exhibit. Vegas hasn't just raised its prices, it's changed its identity. What happens when the city built on luck forgets how to give people a fair shot? What happens when greed replaces hospitality, and hope is taxed like a luxury? This isn't just another story of a tourist trap gone wrong. It's a warning for every city that builds its fortune on illusion. Because behind the glittering signs and luxury towers lies a secret no jackpot can hide. A truth about how Vegas is quietly collapsing from within. And today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain to see how the entertainment capital of the world became a monument to corporate greed. It always begins innocently. A small resort fee tucked at the bottom of your receipt, a $15 charge you barely notice. Then it multiplies. By the time you check out, the bill reads like a confession from a city addicted to squeezing every dollar it can. Las Vegas used to be the master of illusion, but this time the trick isn't on the blackjack table, it's on your booking confirmation. The so-called resort fee covers nothing. No spa, no poolside cocktails, not even bottled water. And yet, it's unavoidable. The city that once lured millions with affordable glamour now nickel and dimes you for the very idea of enjoyment. Parking, $65 a day. Coffee, $30. A burger, $55. And yes, one traveler online swears their hotel added a toilet flush fee. A symbol so absurd it might as well be satire. Why go there, they wrote. It's the most honest review Vegas has seen in years. This is no accident. The hospitality giants that run the Strip have learned a cruel lesson. You don't have to make guests happy to make money. You just have to make it expensive enough that they feel too guilty to complain. They call it dynamic pricing. Economists call it exploitation. And travelers call it what it is, robbery in daylight disguised as luxury. Once a weekend in Vegas meant spontaneity. Now it requires financial planning and emotional endurance. Even locals are starting to revolt. They may slash room rates, one former resident said, but you still have all those fees. They ended the buffets. In one sentence, they described the transformation perfectly. Vegas didn't just raise prices, it killed the very culture that made it fun. The irony? These same corporations thought the middle class didn't matter. They believed they could replace millions of everyday travelers with a few ultra-rich whales. The math looked flawless in boardrooms, but in real life, it's bleeding the Strip dry. Because when ordinary families stop coming, the restaurants empty out, the shows close early, the bartenders lose their tips, and the neon glow turns from a symbol of life into a mask hiding decay. Vegas has always been a city built on risk, but now the biggest gamble isn't played at the tables, it's played on its guests. The house used to win because the odds were slightly in its favor. Today, the house wins because it's rewriting the rules entirely. And if you think paying $40 a night just to park your car is outrageous, wait until you discover that even your odds of winning, the very heartbeat of Vegas, have been quietly rigged too.
Las Vegas was once a place where the dream of winning, however unlikely, still felt real. The wheel might not always turn in your favor, but at least it was spinning honestly. Not anymore. Beneath the neon and noise, the house isn't just winning, it's cheating. Walk through any casino today and look closer. The classic 3-2 blackjack payouts, gone, replaced quietly by 6-5 odds that slash your winnings by 20%. The slot machines, once mechanical and somewhat random, now run on algorithms that can tighten or loosen payouts at the flip of a corporate switch. You could sit for hours, feeding machine after machine, never realizing your luck is now a line item on a spreadsheet. Even professional gamblers are walking away. Poker rooms once filled with tourists laughing over bad hands are now eerily quiet. One online commenter called it the tip of the iceberg, claiming corruption in modern sports betting and poker scams runs deeper than the public realizes. The mafia never left, it just put on suits. Vegas built its empire on trust, the illusion that you had a chance, even a small one. Now, the illusion itself has been corrupted. The game isn't rigged by chance anymore, it's rigged by design. The betrayal doesn't end at the tables. Human service, the warm smile, the personal touch is disappearing too. What was once an industry of charm has become a factory of indifference. Front desks replaced by kiosks, bartenders replaced by digital ordering stations. Even the once friendly dealer now has to smile through impossible performance metrics while earning less than ever before. A visitor summed it up bluntly. Vegas used to make you feel lucky. Now, it makes you feel stupid. This erosion of trust is more dangerous than any drop in visitor numbers. Because once the magic is gone, you can't rebuild it with marketing. You can't buy back authenticity with another billion-dollar LED dome. Vegas has always thrived on risk, but risk requires faith. Faith that the game is fair, the odds make sense, and your dollar buys you a sliver of possibility. Strip away that faith, and what's left? Just noise, lights, and a city pretending to be alive. But if you think this betrayal only affects tourists sitting at rigged tables, think again. The deeper collapse is unfolding in the kitchens, laundry rooms, and back alleys, among the very people who once kept this city running. Because when the odds turn against workers too, the real jackpot is gone, and the house isn't the only one cashing out. Behind every bright marquee and luxury suite, there was once an invisible army, the workers who made Vegas breathe. The maids who changed the sheets before sunrise, the cooks who worked double shifts to feed the crowds, the taxi drivers who waited in 110-degree heat to ferry guests down the strip. For decades, they built the illusion of paradise. Now they're the first victims of its downfall. A cocktail waitress who once made $200 in tips a night now struggles to earn half that on nights she's even called in. Dealers sit at silent tables, shuffling cards for nobody. A shuttle driver posted online that his daily runs dropped by a third because there's just no one left to drive. The numbers tell the same story, thousands of hospitality jobs erased in a matter of months. But the human cost can't be measured in unemployment data. It's in the fear written on faces. It's in the silence of neighborhoods that used to buzz with life after midnight. A former housekeeper told a local paper, "The bills keep coming, but the shifts stopped months ago. I had to choose between rent and food." She now lives in her car, parked miles away from the casino where she once worked. Her story isn't rare, it's routine. Vegas used to promise upward mobility. "Work hard and you'll make it," was the unspoken motto. But that ladder has been pulled up. As corporations chase profit margins, middle-class jobs are replaced with gig contracts and part-time shifts. The dream of stability? Gone. And even worse, the very system meant to support workers is turning against them. Rents have soared past $1,700 a month for modest apartments. Home prices hover near $400,000. Miss one paycheck, and the descent from employee to homeless happens almost overnight. Drive just a few blocks off Las Vegas Boulevard, and the contrast is brutal. Beyond the LED screens and glittering towers, like tent encampments, stitched together from tarp and desperation. Here, former cooks, valets, even veterans sleep side by side in the desert heat, just steps away from casinos, spending millions to keep the air inside at a perfect 72 degrees. One tourist wrote online, "I came for fun, but it was heartbreaking seeing tents right outside the Bellagio fountains." Another restaurant owner confessed, "If business keeps dropping, I'll be in one of those tents myself." Vegas didn't collapse all at once. It eroded, paycheck by paycheck, until the workers who gave it life became its ghosts. But the nightmare doesn't stop at lost jobs and fading lights. Because when a city's foundation crumbles, fear rushes in to fill the cracks, and what happens next turns the playground of America into its most dangerous warning sign. By day, the Strip still glitters, but at night, the illusion breaks. Just a few steps from billion-dollar resorts, you can hear the hum of portable generators, the rustle of tarp walls, the soft cough of people trying to sleep through desert winds.
Las Vegas, once sold as the world's playground, has become a gallery of contrasts. Champagne fountains framed against the silhouettes of tents. Reports from Clark County count nearly 8,000 homeless individuals. Locals whisper that the true number is far higher. Many aren't drifters. They're the people who once kept the lights on. Blackjack dealers, hotel maids, cooks, security guards. The very workers who powered this dream are now camping in its shadow. When the sun rises, the temperature hits 115 degrees. Asphalt turns to fire. Ambulances circle daily to treat dehydration victims found just yards away from air-conditioned casinos. And still, tourists keep coming, some snapping photos, others walking faster, pretending not to see. The consequences are spreading. Reviews on travel forums now read like crime bulletins. Got harassed outside my hotel, smelled awful on the sidewalk, felt unsafe after 10 p.m. These aren't isolated incidents. Police scanners buzz with reports of fights in bus stations, thefts in parking garages, arguments spilling out from tent encampments. It's the new soundtrack of Vegas, the hiss of fear replacing the chime of slot machines. And as fear rises, so does flight. Visitors choose other destinations. Locals lock their doors earlier. Small businesses cut hours to survive. I close 2 hours sooner now, a store owner in North Vegas admitted. Customers don't feel safe after dark, and honestly, neither do I. This is how an economy dies, not with a crash, but with a quiet retreat. Fear feeds absence, absence feeds decay, and decay fuels even more fear. The spiral is vicious and fast. Economists call it an urban death loop, when perception of danger becomes the danger itself. But the tragedy runs deeper than statistics. It's moral decay, a city once built on shared thrill, now divided by glass walls and security patrols. The tourists gamble for excitement, the locals gamble for survival. And maybe that's the cruelest irony of all. Las Vegas, the city that made a fortune selling risk, is now dying from the one gamble it never expected to lose, the belief that it could exploit its people forever without consequence. But if you think this is just about crime or homelessness, you're missing the bigger story. Because beneath every boarded-up store and empty bus route lies the collapse of something far greater, the soul of the American middle class. And when that vanishes, not even the brightest neon can light the way back. For decades, Las Vegas was more than a city. It was America's promise wrapped in neon. It told every truck driver, waitress, and factory worker the same thing. Come as you are. For one weekend, you can live like a king. It was the last place where dreams still felt democratic. But that promise has been quietly rewritten, and the fine print now reads, "For members only." Vegas is no longer the city of second chances. It's the city of second mortgages. Corporate greed didn't just raise prices, it redesigned the entire experience to exclude the people who built it. The working class, the bus tour families, the newlyweds looking for a cheap thrill, they're gone. In their place stand influencers, hedge fund gamblers, and high rollers flown in on private jets. The problem isn't that luxury exists. The problem is that it devoured everything else. The middle class, the backbone of America, has been priced out of its own fantasy. One online commenter said it best, "Vegas forgot the people who kept it alive." And that forgetfulness is contagious, because what's happening on the Strip isn't staying there anymore. You can see the same script unfolding in San Francisco, New York, Miami, cities where greed disguises itself as progress, where rents suffocate families faster than inflation can measure. Vegas isn't an exception, it's a mirror. The modern white-collar mafia never left, it just put on suits, one viewer wrote. It's a chilling observation because it's true. The corruption of old Vegas, the smoky rooms and quiet bribes, has been replaced by something cleaner, legal, and far more efficient. Corporate monopolies setting the odds of survival for entire cities. Look around. When one industry controls everything, from the jobs to the housing to the entertainment, collapse isn't a risk, it's a countdown. Vegas is teaching America what happens when capitalism eats itself. The tragedy is poetic in its cruelty. A city that once sold hope now profits from despair. The casinos keep their lights on, but they no longer illuminate opportunity, only the distance between those who can afford the illusion and those who can't. Greed doesn't just empty wallets, it empties meaning. It hollows out culture, community, and trust until all that remains is transaction. The strip may still flash, "Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas," but the real sign should read, "Welcome to the end of the American dream."
Las Vegas has always lived by a single creed, that every fall can be followed by one more lucky spin. But this time, the dice are loaded differently. The strip still burns bright, the fountains still dance, but behind the shimmer is a quiet truth the billboards can't hide. The magic is running out. The collapse didn't come overnight. It came in small doses. A fee here, a layoff there, a family priced out of the dream they once helped build. And like every addiction, Vegas kept believing it could take one more hit of greed and still survive. But you can't build paradise on desperation. Eventually, the lights start to flicker. Still, not all hope is gone. There are whispers of reinvention, slow, fragile, but real. Tech companies are setting up logistics hubs in Nevada's outskirts. Tesla's Gigafactory hums near Reno, a sign that the desert can power more than illusions. Marriott has invested in housing first programs for displaced workers. Even Google is expanding data centers nearby. They're faint glimmers, not jackpots, but chances. The question isn't whether Vegas can change, it's whether it wants to. Because to be reborn, it has to admit what killed it. Not the tourists, not the economy, but its own arrogance. If the city dares to look beyond the casino floor, it might find a different kind of gamble, one that bets on people instead of profit margins. Imagine a Vegas that invests in affordable housing instead of LED screens, a Vegas that pays living wages instead of cutting shifts, a Vegas where the dream isn't reserved for the rich, but rebuilt for everyone who still believes in it. This isn't just about one city. Vegas is a symbol, a mirror held up to the rest of America. The same greed that's hollowing out the Strip is hollowing out neighborhoods in Los Angeles, Chicago, and beyond. Every hidden fee, every corporate layoff, every family priced out of their home, they're all part of the same system feeding on itself. One viewer wrote, "Vegas is fascinating because it's America in miniature. Everything good and bad about us turned up to full volume." And maybe that's why this story matters, because if Las Vegas can find a way back from the edge, maybe America can too. But make no mistake, the window is closing. The lights may keep flashing, the fountains may keep dancing, but a city without a soul can only glitter for so long before it turns to dust. So here's the final bet. Will Vegas finally learn that the real jackpot was never money, but people? Or will it keep playing the same losing hand until the house of cards comes crashing down? That's the gamble, and this time, the whole country's watching.